Now, before I get started, no, I will not be talking about the Batman who laughs. Surprisingly, I won't be talking about Nazi Batman either. And no, I won't be talking about any of the cinematic serial killer Batman. I won't even be talking about a DC property. I will be talking about a character from currently 2 runs of comics written by Mark Millar, the man who wrote some small comics you may have heard of like Kick-Ass,
Fuck you, Mr. Bitey!
Old Man Logan, and Civil War. The character we will be looking at today is Nemesis. At the time of writing this video, there have only been 2 comic runs, a 4-issue in 2010 titled Nemesis, and a 5-issue in 2023 titled Nemesis Reloaded. For simplicity's sake, we'll be referring to the character in general from both runs, but I assure you he is the same sick, sadistic motherfucker in both. And hopefully by the end of this video, you'll walk away thinking, damn, that guy sucks ass. But you might be thinking, how is he evil Batman? Well, he's basically Batman. From his look being an all-white Batman-esque outfit, minus the logo or ears, his abilities of hyper-intelligence, hyper-wealth, and seemingly unbeatable combat skills, to his origin of being a reverse of Batman's, but with a little twist. Revealed in Nemesis Reloaded, the titular character of Nemesis is named Matthew Anderson. He is the son of 2 drug dealers who are doing pretty good sales-wise, until some cops frame them for the murders of several people. His parents were then arrested, sentenced to death, and executed. Matthew was sent into foster care, only to run away and do the Batman origin, traveling the world, but learning with criminals, murderers, thieves, and all that all over. Until he meets and shortly after starts training with some masked figure who teaches him evil supervillain shit. In this comic, he then comes back to Los Angeles to take revenge on the cop-turned-mayor and his accomplices who framed his parents.
Quick side note, while rereading the first comic run, I noticed that they did include his origin in the first one. It's his father murdered a bunch of girls, and then his mother was sentenced to death, and then he did the Batman origin again, and then he was rich. They say that he was rich, so don't mind the incorrect information in this video.
While the original run has no mention of this, as it isn't important to that story, Reloaded uses it as the driving force behind the book to exact revenge. And it's never stated how he gained his massive wealth, but we can assume it was through supervillain shit. But the origin here isn't where he truly spreads his wings. That is on full display with his numerous crimes. So Nemesis's MO is that he targets the top lawman in a place, then he terrorizes them in their city until eventually killing them, and humiliating them and their police force in the process. He doesn't shy away from killing police or innocent civilians, even taking pleasure from it. While on a smaller scope than DC's Jokerized multiversal Dark Knights, the acts he commits have a more sinister side to them, which he definitely takes joy from. In the original run, one of the more distasteful things Millar has Nemesis do is kidnap the daughter of his target, then he inseminates her with the sperm of her gay brother and rigs her womb to collapse if they attempt an abortion that would leave her unable to give birth in the future. Or it might have just blown her up, we don't know, because we don't come back to that. But perhaps mass murder is more your taste than villains? Well, in Reloaded, he gets a minor to seduce a pilot, only to blackmail that pilot into committing murders, in which he blackmails them again to crash a full airplane into a bunch of soldiers in a densely populated area. And that's not even the only time he's used public transport to commit murder. In the original run, he's introduced by blowing up a building to destroy train tracks that causes a bullet train to derail and smash into a hotel full of people. This makes Heath Ledger's Joker's plans look like fucking child's play. He does all his crimes while taunting police as well. And my favorite example of this is when he sneaks on a boat, kills the cops, leaves one, gets that cop to aim at him, then encourages him to shoot him between the shoulder blades, only for him to say that he wants the cop to see how fast he is. Then he immediately throws a baton at the guy's head before he gets a chance to shoot, and then comes in and punches him in the face. Oh, and then he lets that cop drown. His hatred of cops doesn't mean he's above killing literally everyone, however. After terrorizing LA, putting a 10K bounty on every cop's head, encouraging civilians to kill them for the reward, he then holds the city hostage with a nuclear bomb. It doesn't go off in the end, but I don't doubt he would have detonated it if his terms weren't met in the story. Since Nemesis will be appearing in more comics down the line, like Mark Millar's Big Game, his reign of terror isn't over. So now we await whatever Mark Millar has in store for us in the future. But, in conclusion, while his comics may not be the most well-written and are violent edgelord bullshit, they are funny at times. A movie is in the works, apparently, and with Netflix's purchase of Mark Millar's Millar World, we may see an adaptation of Nemesis in the future. Hopefully, screenwriters will be able to make him appear as a love-to-hate asshole type, and when someone tries to tell you about an evil Batman,
Batman who laughs.
you can tell them about this douchebag instead. Cheers, thanks for watching.